up? It's your boy Roy Jones Jr. Right now you're checking out LinealBoxing TV with Birdie. Don't
Steve Bird, LinealBoxing TV. If you could just kindly introduce yourself.
Hello, my name's Dal. I work as a cutman for an array of different promoters. I've been working as a cutman for some time now, mostly travelling out with, I like to call them gatekeepers over Europe. Initially started off my work with Patrick Mendy, worked in quite a few countries, and with Michael Sprite, also some home fights when I got my licence, worked in the UK with, and unfortunately the vast array of my fights, I've been the away fighter. I've done a number of fights for working with Matchroom, LCS Day, and also at Frank Warren shows, but we've always come in as the away fighter, and I've been on the receiving end of blows, seen all the blood, guts and tears in the change rooms afterwards. I've got my experience. Obviously people used to take the mickey out of me, you're always with the losing team, but that's where I built up my experience, and now I'm extremely happy that today I've come out in Italy, and last night Luther Clay got the win, and I think it's 170, I keep a track of about 178 corners I've done as a pro trainer, pro licensed seconds, and this is my first belt, but I have been on the other side for two other belts, I think WBC and WBO, but unfortunately we came up short. So today is a victory in itself, and I think I can tick that box and now move on, and hopefully be on a winning team for a change.
I bet you're absolutely buzzing after last night. How did you take it?
Just it's overwhelming, to be absolutely frank with you. I mean, I helped the Spilker team last time when they fought at the O2, and after he lost, and then the change rooms afterwards.
Spilker against
David Chisel. Afterwards it was quite, I'm not going to say, gut-wrenching, and it was like dreadful seeing the family and everyone so upset. That's the part of the boxing people no one sees. And after that I thought, oh well, I don't know if I really want to carry on doing this. Like, it's just too very emotional. But I've come back and I've done a couple of fights after that. We were in the opposition team against Savannah Marshall a couple of weeks ago, and she put up a good fight. The lady from Brazil, I can't recall her name right now, Martina something or another. But yeah, after last night, great feeling, big buzz. I'm still on the high, to be honest with you, and it's hard. I just put up a little post now, do you know what I mean? Being on the underdog team for so long, and it's just lovely to get a victory, so I'm really happy, really happy.
Boxing's one of them crazy sports. The lows are so low, aren't they? But the highs are just, it's a roller coaster, isn't it?
So it's bizarre you should talk about that. I've only ever been used to lows. So for this high, I want it to last. I don't really want to do any corners for a while, to be honest with you. And it's just, yeah, there's a lot of lows. Took more lows than highs, unfortunately, but it's the nature of the beast.
And like you said, all this good stuff, people don't see the bad times today, with people going to hospital for scans and getting stitched up in the corners, and families getting upset, and friends.
Yeah, it's extremely emotional, and I don't know, it's hard. I think people only see like the lights and all the other bits. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I love that stuff when I was young growing up. Yeah, I used to love that. But behind the scenes, it's very different. And then I don't need to tell you, but as soon as money's exchanged in this sport, and it's such an old sport, everything, it just alters everything, perceptions, friends, whatnot, and that's just another thing altogether. But I like to come in, do my little bits and pieces, get out. I don't actually individually work with a fighter no more. I've been there, been bit, used, abused, and whatever. I think, it's just difficult. It's different. So I'm just quite happy to just come in and do my cuts, my bits and pieces, and working with teams. Unfortunately, I speak a few languages, and so I'm able to communicate with fighters in certain ways. But I say a few languages. I mean, I don't speak the Bosnian, but they put me in with a Bosnian. You speak that language, and that was out in Turkey, and that was a different experience. And they were all doing this to me. They didn't like me, I don't think, but yeah. So it's good. It's good experience. It's good, great, and I think everyone should just try it out and get involved in boxing.
And also, like you said, you want to keep that feeling. Sam Egerton's trainers come in, and they said you've got to really keep hold of this. There's not many sort of fights you'll get where two British guys will go abroad, underdogs, both get the wins. Do you know what I mean? You've got to It doesn't happen often.
To be honest with you, I can't recall. It's not just the two fellas that are fighting for the belts. You've also got Jordan and Gill, who came in for the first fight. The very first fight was actually pulled out, but then he came in for the second fight for a 6th round with a very, very tough Nicaraguan. And I've worked with a lot of Nicaraguans.
They're street tough, aren't they? They're just
extremely durable.
Yeah.
And it's a great way, especially for a lot of prospects on the way out, to actually see whether they can cut the mustard with some of these Nicaraguans. And no disrespect to anyone from South Africa or the Panamans or the Paraguayans I've worked with. The Nicaraguans, in my personal opinion, from my experiences that I've had, they just seem to be cut from a different cloth. So
it's funny you should say that, because I've watched a few of them. Some of them, I know you say that term journeyman, but some of them could be prospects, but they just want to keep fighting to get the money.
Absolutely.
And they just want to test. I've even seen one of them getting translated going, oh, I could have beat him, but you need to work on this. Giving people tips afterwards, like to the prospects. Like you said, they're different
cloth, and I think if they're able to do that, I mean, that tells you that the kind of characters they are, and that's a bit of respect for the fighters and giving their badge to them. But yeah, they're amazing, and they put up a good show, and people get their money's worth in that, so to speak. And they can tell whether it's worth investing in certain fighters in the near future, and it's a business like anything else. And I think it's a great opportunity for anyone to come across. I'm not saying just look out for Nicaraguans or avoid them, but I think it's great.
If you want to test yourself, these are the guys.
Yeah.
Talking about testing yourself, how far, like I say, in your experience, you've been there, done it, been in some big fights, been around it all. How far could Luther go?
I think everyone's got potential, and it's all, a lot of it's based around who you're with, what their team, in which direction you can go. So it's extremely different. There's guys out there that are like, just going back to Nigeria, they could go really far, but unfortunately they don't have the fundings, the investment, the backers,
sponsorships,
a team, people of training who's got the time and the effort, everything to put in, they're coming at the same time. That's not in place. And then on the other end of the spectrum, there's fellas that are fighting out there, and I don't need to tell you who they are, I'm sure you know. Who've got the funding from the rich mummy and daddy, it's all their place, bang in front of them. They go train, they got a strength and conditioning coach that costs about $1,000 a fucking week. Excuse me for swearing. But obviously I get frustrated when I see it, and I think, I can't, it's not my place to say anything. But those who know. And then you got mate who's just done a scaffolding shift like for 12 hours, come back, train, then he's out on the field and you think, oh, that guy's got the potential to do it, but his hands are tied.
Listen, it's just not a fair playing field, is it? It's just,
unfortunately,
it's just
not,
the way it
man.
goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, some people that just don't like. I've watched boxing shows, and I love doing amateur shows, and I love watching up and comers. But I've seen one guy coming into the promoter nearly crying because he hadn't sold his tickets and can't pay the fighter, and ended up paying his own fight.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, other guy that doesn't have to worry about selling the tickets. It's all done, and it's all.
Yeah, some of them get their like family to buy like 100 tickets. Do you know what I mean? They don't need to worry about selling the old man for the full there, and then there you go. Where there's, I know plenty of very good fighters, but they're just not going to make it because they simply do not sell enough tickets, and that's the bottom line. And it's sad.
Yeah.
But it's just the way it is, and sometimes you need luck, like anything you need a bit of luck in boxing, and some people get the lucky breaks and whatnot. I'm still learning, I'm still doing my apprenticeship. You know, I look up to other fellas are in this game. Mr. Sheldon, Jumbo in the UK, who are the #1 guys.
Jumbo Johnson, I spoke to him the other day, fantastic guy he is.
Yeah, they're the people who I look up to, so and I'm always in the away corner, usually I do see him out there. So, and they're great people, and I get on quite well with a lot of them, and I bring up Jumbo for bits and pieces or advice. I know Sheldon up north as well. Only through football, he supports Rotherham. My team's AFC Wimbledon, so they're not doing very well. But we're not going to talk about that. They've not won a game this season, but
what's going on with them as well?
Oh, it's terrible. Let's not talk about football.
I'm a Palace fan anyway. So.
Oh no, oh god. All right, and also Dmitry in Russia, Povetkin's trainer, I know him. He's a friend of mine as well. So I'm just learning basically, and the more years you put into it, the more you can learn. And even the Rub, when I see him, I always speak to him and ask him anything I could pick up, a little bit here, a little bit. It may help me in my game, and I'm just trying to complete my apprenticeship and doing the Cutman job, and then move on from there.
Just quickly, let's go on to the cuts. Tyson Fury's cut the other day. Should that have been stopped?
More than likely, it would have been stopped if had it been in a different location. I think because the cut was at two different places, it's very difficult to resolve. You've probably seen in the old movies in jail when they get a toothbrush and they have two separate razors.
That's right. Yeah.
So when it's cut in two places, it's very hard to
stitch it.
You know, it's one of those. It's two different places, and fair play to the cut man, you know. But and also he was fighting off to lean southpaw, and it may have made it a little bit easy not to get hit on that feet as much as possible. But that's another thing I want to say to you. I feel a lot of people underestimate him. This Dirk Willie. In fact,
so you've worked opposite him, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done a fight with him against I think it's Indigo Costa in Sweden, and I'll be honest with you, I wanted to throw the towel in on the second round. Right. But the guy that was with him, I said to him, "You guys, he's had it, mate. We've got to pull him out. He's going to get hurt." He literally, I don't know if you ever watch it on YouTube, I think I was trying to throw the towel in him, so I wanted it behind me. He said, "No, we got to make it to the third." I was just like, even the opposite corner, I knew them. They were like, "What's going on?" I was like, "What do I do?" You know what I mean? It's just a bit sad, but I knew he was tough. I think at the time afterwards when I spoke to him, he said he was in London for training. He was training with Josh, he was doing 8 rounds, whatever with him. Yeah. So I knew he was, I think Josh was fighting Brazil or something like that, the Southpaw, I can't recall. So we're going back a couple of years. Yeah. So he was training against him, so yeah, he was tough, and I knew he'd be durable. And he's the next biggest hope after, I think, Johannesburg or something, who's in the 1950s heavyweight Swedish champion. So I'm a bit hazy with a late night last night, as you can imagine. So I'm a bit like worse for wear this morning. So yeah. So that was quite a good experience working with him. So it's nice.
Let's quickly finish on AJ as well. AJ Ruiz, big fight for him, isn't it? Can he do it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I've got every faith in him, he'll do it. I mean, fast hands can get you some places, there's no question, I can't deny that. But I think the strategy, the game plan will be it'll be different, do you know what I mean? And it's nice being the underdog. So,
do you know what? And this is, I was speaking about this before. It's the only fight AJ's had, I think, where he's not worrying about his next fight. Every fight he's had planned out. As soon as you beat him, you're fighting him. This fight is Ruiz, and that's it. That's all he's thinking about. And it's the first time he's been in a proper full-on underdog. Like everyone thought with the Klitschko fight, mate. You know, but this is a proper. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got it all to sort of like go for. His mindset seems different as well. So.
Yeah, well, they say it could be a possible make or break fight for him, but I don't reckon he'll deliver the goods. Do you know what I mean? He's got the boxing IQ. Look, he's a champion. He's a gold medalist for.
Just shows how fickle boxing is.
I know. But I mean, all credit. You know, it's just luck. Yeah. You need a bit of luck. He's in the right place, right time. The other fella, Vardo, were involved with it. I can't remember which agency was involved. It fell out for him. Yeah, it's right place, right time. And you need luck in boxing. I don't care what anyone says. You need luck. You need that phone call. Can you do this at that time?
You make your own luck, don't you?
Yeah. You are. Obviously, the harder you try, the luckier you get.
That's right.
So something along those lines.
You miss 100% of the shots you never take.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You know what I mean. But just going back to the AJ thing, I think the victory on this fight for AJ will be sweeter than other victories. That's about being an underdog.
Yeah, and the blueprint to beat Ruiz is out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
But Parker's done it. Like I said, keep him on that long jab, and he just got overexcited. And
yeah, you know what? I'm just saying that. Like the great thing about boxing and opinions is it's like arseholes. Everyone's got one. Yeah. But I think a lot of fellas are saying that the Parker fight maybe shouldn't have gone that way. But there you go. You know.
It's exciting as a boxing fan, isn't it?
Yeah. The heavyweight division is jumping.
Is coming in as well.
Yeah.
Michael Hunter looks good.
Yeah. Well, it's big. I think it's going back to like this 80s era. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. No disrespect to the league. I quite like the lower weights. If I'm honest with you, that's quick, fast, in and out, da. The heavy can be over in like split second.
Yeah.
but it's good, and yeah, I quite work. I worked with Michael Sprott for a couple of fights. So right towards the end. Right towards the end. He's a very good friend of mine.
Yeah, Michael Sprott.
He's in really good shape at the moment. I have no idea whether he wants to fight or not. That's nothing to do with it. He can probably still fight, but it's got nothing to do with me, and I wouldn't advise it in any way. But yeah, he's good. And there's another fellow, I think he's jumping up to heavyweight at some stage. He tried to cut it at cruise, he could never make weight. I've done a couple of fights with him. And I think he's got something on the horizon for a fight in Pakistan for the WBC Arabia Peninsula fight. So he'll working with this other fella for a little bit with him, just to see him taking over, and hopefully he can cut it. You know what I mean? So I won't say too much.
All good stuff though, isn't it? All exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. Lovely place, Italy. I've been here many times. Lovely food, lovely people.
I tell you what, I don't like the driving out here, mate. I've got a quiet car here.
You should go drive in India or Thailand or whatever. You say too bad. You say too bad. Just, you know, the mirrors are just to look at your hairs, all right. I can't do that because I haven't got much.
Oh, mate, thanks so much for your time. Is there anything you want to end on?
Nah, keep pushing, keep trying. You know what I mean? That's all I can say.
Massive congrats to you, your first title. Yeah. Like, you've dug it. I love stuff like this. It's like
brilliant. I told him before the fight. I actually got a picture. I've got a picture of the gloves. I said I'm taking the mitts home, framing them.
You've got to treasure these memories, don't you?
Yeah, I've had too many losses, mate. 170. I don't know.
How did that actually feel though, when you actually knew watching him, oh, he's going to do this?
It was a bit surreal, to be frank with you. I mean,
can you not sort of concentrate? You just sort of so zoned out, or?
Yeah, I do bits and pieces. Obviously, he's a bit of a nosebleeder. So he hasn't been bleeding, but his nose kept bleeding. Yeah. So obviously, I was just some parts of the fight. I just turn around, just do my little thing, and then come back out. But the guy, all credit to him. I mean, the geezer got dropped twice. Heavy
as well, not just.
And he got back up, man. I think
shows how fit he was.
That's credit. I mean, it's very hard.
Heavy knockdowns and. Yeah. Like I was saying to Luther before, his gum shield must have come out about 6 or 7 times, but not spitting it out through clean, hard, connecting shots.
Yeah, I think Terry done a really good job in order to keep the fight flowing as well. So there's credit to him as well. Yeah. And he's just a fantastic referee. I mean, some would have stopped it possibly, maybe dog points, and then dog because obviously Luther's gum shield fell out a couple of times as well. But he let it flow, and I think it was actually the best fight of the night.
Yeah, it was a lovely fight to watch.
Yeah, so.
And like I say, undefeated fighter, fair play. Going to, in his backyard.
Never heard of that before, mate. Oh, I have heard of it, but twice.
2 people, yeah, that's right. They say normally you have to knock someone out on a broad show to get the draw, don't they? But
Italian job.
The Italian job.
Hook, line and sinker. Let's go back to Blighty.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody thing.
I know. I've not even had a pizza here yet.
Have you not?
I've come in and I've not even had a pizza. And I don't have no more pasta. I love Italian food.
Oh, mate, I've had a few pizzas, believe me. That's
so I'm going to go home.
I'm going to turn into one.
Oh, it's nice. All right.
Thanks.
A DVH or something like that. I think that's goodbye, isn't it? A DVH.
A DVH.
There you go. There you go. Ciao. Ciao, man.